us today. Welcome, 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 everybody. We getting started for Financial Fun Friday, and I'm just going to bring on our Facebook crew. So just bear with me because we're going to go live on Facebook. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. How's everybody been doing today?
I've been doing good. Thank you for asking. How's everybody else? I see it's some retirees on here, darling. It's some people
It
that don't
is.
up so early. Got some new retirees, some old retirees. Happy morning and happy Friday. Yes, yes, it is
Yes.
morning. Yes, Mr. Vita say yes, she's retired. How does it feel like to not have to get up in the morning? I tell you, I want
Yes.
to cook me something this morning, omelet. He made good omelets, but he was sleeping so good and he retired. I felt bad to wake him up, so I let him sleep.
Right. Yeah. That's right, Rita. That is so okay.
It's wonderful.
It is wonderful. Well, you know what?
Good
We're just
morning,
gonna
good
go
morning.
ahead. Good
We
morning. You
started.
all are popping in like popcorn.
Good morning, Facebook. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Friday.
Yes, we are. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. So Facebook wants to try to give us some
Facebook is
issue.
on, darling. They on. They
They
Facebook.
on?
Facebook. We on Facebook.
Oh, okay. Well, let's get started. Good morning, everybody. I didn't see us. Thank you, Rita. Thank you. We up there. Okay.
It's
So, good
okay.
morning, everybody. It's your girl, Darlene, and my co host, Dr. Rita Bailey Rowland. So, let's jump in and get started.
Getting started. Morning.
Morning. You're welcome here. Welcome to Financial Fun Friday. I am your co host, Darlene Jenkins, and my other co host,
Dr. Rita B. Rowland.
yes, Dr. Rita B. Rowland, and we are being brought to you by Affordable Benefit Solutions and ABS Retirement. So, thank you for joining us today, where our companies are always bringing you what's new and what's next in the financial services industry. So, for those of you that are just joining us for the first time today, first of all, I want you just to take the time right now. If you're on Facebook, share us over on Facebook. Share us out to your friends because it's Women's History Month and we got some good stuff for you. But this is a webinar that we do on the first and third Friday each and every month at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And not only are we here live on this broadcast, we're also broadcasting simultaneously live on Facebook. So welcome, Facebook. And what we do during this broadcast is we just pull back the curtain so that you can get an in-depth understanding of not only your benefits you have on your job, but we also give you retirement preparation options as well as financial tips and strategies to help you reach what, Rita? Your financial
Destination.
Yes. So this is also our check-in time. Microphone checker, 1, 2, check in. So let us know where you're watching us from because we know you tune in from all over the country, soon the world. So drop it in the comment section and let us know where you're watching us at, and we will give your city and state a shout out. So if you would like to join us here on the broadcast or on Facebook, you can always register at ritabrolandevents.com, or you can go to our Facebook page, which is Your ABS Solutions. And if you're on YouTube, you can find us at, we changed that link. You can also find us at ABS Retirement Solutions. That's where you can find us on YouTube. So, Rita, do we have any check-ins?
Yes, we got Delaware in the house. We got Southern Virginia in the house. We have Upper Marlboro in the house. We have Las Vegas in the house. Y'all up early.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, West Coast. Thank you, West Coast.
Up early.
Yes,
And,
they are, Rita. Well,
and
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off because we want to get everybody in.
that's what happened, y'all, with Zoom. You can't see, did they finish or they not finished?
Right.
Go ahead.
Well, we want to just thank everybody for checking in for us today. We appreciate you watching. So this month is Women's History Month, and Rita and I are a woman-owned business. So, hey, we're going to be celebrating us and you, all of the women around the world, around the country today. So we have a little short video that we want to just play for you. Give me 1 second. All right. So we are here because it is Women's History Month. And so, like Women History Month, celebrating us women, it takes encouragement. It can be challenging what we have to do. And so financial planning is just like that too. So today we're going to be going over some of the specific, did my lips and mouth, read it, and tongue just get all tied up like that? Specific risks and challenges for retirement that women face. So, Rita, you want to go ahead and start jumping into these risks and challenges that us women face?
Yes, and I think it's important as we think about not just this month, but for the rest of our lives. I would say, Darlene, and you can attest to this, over the last maybe 7 to 8 years, probably 75% of my clients have been women, and they've had some concerns and really want to think about preparing for their retirement. So we can just keep going so we could talk about what does this all look like. And so there are 3 kicks in retirement. Kicking off your retirement. So we got some newly retired folks on the line that they've already done it, but then kicking yourself for not doing a better job of saving and investing. And one of those things is not just holding yourself to this place of guilt, but looking at what you can do, even if you already have retired, and say, look, I could have done some things different. It's never too late to prepare for something that you're already in, and then kicking it up and enjoying the great planning you've done. Some of you guys, I know you're on this line. I know you, we planned and you're traveling. You can go ahead and you're enjoying this retirement because you had planned. So there are 3 types of retirement realities. The first one is 49% of women fear ending up homeless. You guys, that's almost 50% of women fear that they're going to end up homeless. And a lot of women I talk to, that's their biggest concern. They're still working because they think that they're going to run out of money in retirement. And it's simply, Darlene, not because they don't have enough, it's because they haven't sat down and come up with an income plan that will show them what their streams of income would do, which is why income planning is so important. Because I have a client, she worked 44 years for that same fear. She'd already maxed out her retirement. She was basically working for nothing, but the fear of not having enough kept her there. 90% of the women believe they need to be more involved in their financial strategy. And that is a true statement. I think the thing that hurts us most when we don't understand the thing, we tend to stay away from that thing. And I can be touched with that and so much because I don't like English, I don't like writing. So for years I stayed away from it. Why? Give me some numbers, give me some math, hey, I'm your girl. If it's English, right? Like, but just because I never thought I was good with it doesn't mean I was not. It's so just because you may not think you know enough, get involved in your own financial strategies. Why? Because it is really up to you to reach your financial destination. It's our job to help you get there. And 44% of women are widowed, single, or divorced. And this number is from 2020. I would challenge say that number probably has gone up. And so there's a lot of single women that are really planning for retirement that we have to not look at this thing because like I just got married at 47. So for me, until then, I really was thinking, would I be single even in retirement? So thinking about planning, we got to plan for the what ifs in life. So whether you married or not married, but to know that you are single, divorced, or widow, these last 20, 30 years of your life, you got to think about what does it look like? This is just my income and how do I plan for it? And so there's some unique retirement risks. 12% of women are very confident in their ability to comfortably retire. 12%, that means 88% of women are not comfortable about their retirement. And I would say it's because they don't have a plan. I really do believe, Darlene, if people plan like they plan for a wedding, like they plan for a baby shower, like they plan for retirement parties, like they plan for a vacation, we need to plan for the thing that's the most important thing to us is what retirement. And I think that's so important because when we did the retirement workshop in December, one of the things I looked at was the definition of retirement. And you think about the word retirement, y'all study the word retirement. It's basically saying y'all going somewhere and die. So even when we think about the word and what we speak, like we want to speak something different. We're not retiring just to die, and we're not retiring not to be comfortable. We're retiring to do what? We've worked 30, 40 years. It's now time for us to enjoy these golden years and not in a place of sorrow, but in a place of happiness and doing the things that we always dreamed about. And 55% of women plan to retire after 65 or not at all. Like you started working when you're in your 20s and at 65, you're still working, which is not a bad thing, but to not have a plan to, or just think you're going to have to work. I've heard that. I got to work until I die. That is a sad place to be. And so I would say, even in our field, I've messed up being young and self employed, having fun, making money. There's some things I have to do that may be different from someone else my age, but that doesn't mean I have this plan to work until I die. There's an end that there's a sacrifice, Darlene, that you may just have to make. But if you're willing to sacrifice now, you won't be part of the 1/3 of women. You will be a part of 1/3 of women that use a professional financial advisor. Get help. When we sick, we go to the doctor. When we need a lawyer, we go see a lawyer. When we need to get fit, we go see a
Personal trainer.
Personal trainer. But when it comes to our finances, we oftentimes suffer in silence. These are retirement risks. And so I need you to look at these risks and come up with a solution so that you're not at risk, but you're walking in a place of safety.
Absolutely. And join the 1/3 of women, because that means 2/3 are not seeking professional help, Rita.
Yes. And so there are some stats, the women's retirement savings stats, and this is important. Will more women or men age 65 plus end up in poverty? What do you think? Before we answer that question, y'all put in the chat box and on Facebook. Tell us, what do you think? Do you think it'll be women or men? Let's see if you guys going to talk to me this morning. Anybody have any comments? What do you think? Okay, we got a woman. Let me see if Facebook is a little shy this morning. We got men. Okay. We got some more people joining. So answer the first question on Facebook if you just joined us. Will more women or men age 65 plus end up in poverty? So Darlene, let's just give them the answer. I got a men and I got women. It says women 65 are 80% more likely to be impoverished than men at that same age. You guys, that is very
scary.
It is very scary.
It's disheartening.
That's the word I was about to say, is disheartening. But you know what the joy of this is? Rita, you probably said, Rita, what joy can you get out of this? Is that because now we understand what it could look like. All this is, darling, is putting a plan and getting ourselves in position. That's because this is statistic. We don't have to be a part of the statistic. Now, next question. What's the cost of women versus retirement health care for those 65 and older? You don't have to, if you think you know, but let's just go over that number so you can see. Healthcare is a major part of retirement. Women would need about $150,000 to cover their retirement health care, while men need about $135,000. The issue too is not they say that women go to the hospital more. Like we go get checked up. We'll go to the doctor before men. So I do not necessarily think that we're worse off sick than men. I just think we go more often to expose our health challenges than men. But nonetheless, we're going to need more health care. That's $150,000 to cover your health care.
And Rita, something else we have to take into consideration too is that women live longer than
Yes.
men.
Yes.
So we're
So
going to
that
be
has-
around longer, paying more healthcare costs as we age.
Yes, and you know, Darlene, they said the average person now is living to about 83, 84. And if you are married, they said there's a chance that one of that couple will live to 90, 92. So we know we just buried a matriarch in your family. She was what, 89?
She would have been on April 10th. She was 88.
88. So we talking about almost one whole score of what we was promised, right? So that's 88, retiring at 60, 65. You still got 20, 23, 28 years to live and to have enough money to last you. Who saves more for retirement? Let's answer that question. Who saves more for retirement, men or women? Facebook, answer the question. Who saves more, men or women? For those online, put it in the chat book. They say women save more. Okay, we gotta see. I love this. Women, we gotta. It's ties over here. Facebook quiet today, Darlene. Facebook,
Yeah,
like, just for me.
they'll come back and answer later.
So let's see who. Let's see the tie. Who was on the right side? She's trying to click for me, y'all.
It's up there. Women save 43% less for retirement than men on average.
I needed to click my eyes open.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Women save 40%, 43% less for retirement than men. And I think it's because oftentimes our responsibility or what we deem a responsibility, and a lot of times it's them grown children. I just talked to somebody the other day that she drained her savings. She's about to retire. Like she has almost no savings. And she's moved money to help take care of a grown daughter who moved out and can't afford where she lived. So she's dumping all of her cash flow into a grown, almost 30-year-old who could work 2-3 jobs to cover herself. But mommy in early 60s, draining her retirement and her savings to cover a grown daughter who wanted to move out and could not afford it. So I think part of the reason why we also save less, our priorities sometimes can be a little off when it comes to our future. Those babies send mommies into this, like, I don't know, we don't want them to be homeless. I get it but I remember somebody saying to us, Darlene, or maybe it was my mother, like a few nights underneath the stars, you may get your whole life together, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's important to know, women, that we save less. And I think it's that sometimes our priorities or the things that we want, like shopping, those things that are not so important, we're willing to give up our savings for those things that are not important, where men can be hard line on what they need to do. And so do you know what your legacy would be and who will benefit most from it? And legacy too is not, even though we're talking about money, because that is the thing that's going to allow us to eat, live, dream, travel. But the other part about your legacy is not the financial part that you're going to leave, that we're going to talk about next, but really what are those life lessons, Darlene, that you're going to leave? We had some life lessons from that matriarch that we laid to rest yesterday. What will we leave behind that will not only impact us, that can help us to create more wealth than we need? Why? Because wisdom kicks in. So I want us to also think, the world makes us think so much about just money, but there's so much more to life that we can leave a legacy for that's really beyond money. Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's the intangibles that mean the most to you, actually, when a person, when you see them, entering the twilight of their life. And I would just encourage everyone to, look at your elders in your family differently, and not so much of monetarily what you may get, but what can you get from them that's an intangible? What do they know? Because they know a lot, but they oftentimes won't volunteer it because they may feel we don't want to know or we don't want to hear it. And so once they're gone, it's too late to get those jewels from them. So I
Yeah.
would just say, ask all the questions,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's really good. And I think, I know you guys, we probably said we're going to stay here just about 10 more seconds, but I think it's also, one of the things that the Lord can show us that we don't often see people from a spiritual perspective. We only see them for what we can see. And so, really, as Darlene said, go to the part of them that you cannot see, the part that's connected to something else. And so, you may get a lot more from them than just what you can see, the clothes, the cars, and the houses, and all of the stuff. And, you know, that to me is lessons that we can have, and that's a real legacy. So let's go. Now, what else can we talk about? Do you have a written income plan? Ask yourself, do you know how much money you're going to have at age 70, age 80, age 90? What does it look like with inflation and taxes? How do you know how your investment will impact your income plan? What kind of investments do you have? Are they 100% taxable? Are they all in pre-tax tax deferred plans like 401k, TSP, IRAs? Do you have some in Roth and specially designed life insurance? Is it in real estate? How does your investments impact your income? Is it Social Security? Do you know how taxes will impact your income? Because if you have a lot of money in qualified plans, darling, which a lot of people have, we got some millionaires on this line, but a lot of it is in pre-tax tax deferred plan, means that at some point your required minimum distributions are coming due, and that's going to increase your income dramatically and change your retirement. Retirees got more taxes than anybody. They got RMD taxes, they got Social Security taxes, they got the Medicare costs. All of those things are only happening, darling, to people who are 65 and older. So if we think about our future income, we have some things that's going to impact us that nothing else will. And then, do you know what your legacy would be and who would benefit most from it? Who do you want to leave this to? And so, how do you get those answers? We're offering you all those here. You can book an appointment with us so you can get a written retirement income plan. We want you to not just know what income you have, because remember, we teaching you that a pool of money is not income. It's just a pool. It's just a pool of money. How do we take this pool of money and give ourselves incomes for the rest of life? Our whole job is to help people sleep well at night. We want you to go to bed knowing that you're going to be okay, whether it's 10 years from now or 20, or the day that you make your last breath. We want you to have money at the end of life and not life at the end of the money. Your asset conversion review. Where are your assets? What type of class are they in? Are they in taxable classes? Or are they in non-taxable? Or so it's good for us to be able to look at all of your account and determine what are your RMDs? What is the tax impact over your lifetime? Assuming you live to 90, we look at it and say, if you were to live to 90, your RMDs with this. If you were to invest that money, what your RMD, what your taxes would be, and what your taxes would be for your legacy, and then a tax diversification review. We want you to look at taxes not from a micro view, just looking at here's my tax returns, tell me what I owe from last year, or a micro view, a macro view. We're looking at everything, not just today and last year. We're looking into your future so we can dictate what strategies do you need today so you can reduce your taxes in the future.
Absolutely, Rita. And those are three very important reports that we can run for you. So reach out to your Financial Fun Friday team, 301-577-6340, so that we can help you put together your strategies. So as I said, just give us a call so we can help you put all of these pieces together. So it has been great today, Rita. We appreciate you all joining us today. We will be back on, Rita, April 1st, 2nd?
April
First
5th.
Friday in April. That's when we'll be
April
back,
5th.
you all.
It's
So
April 5th.
April 5th, that's when we'll be back. So we just appreciate you all joining us this morning. I'm going to